Hi everybody, welcome to Gunpla TV.
Hey guys.
Sponsored by HobbyLink Japan.
Hey Sid.
Hey, today we're back with Ryan and his Raptor.
Yes Sid, I've done a bit more work and later on in the episode there'll be a treat.
Alright, I'm looking forward to that. And on my side of things here, my side of the table, I've got the Super Robot Wars.
Nice.
And I said in the last episode that I would be showing everybody a new snap kit that we haven't shown on Gunpla TV before.
And you know a little bit about Super Robot Wars.
Yeah, this is something that Namco/Bandai Games put out to show their robots fighting each other. It's like this cool action game.
So it was never a TV show, or?
No, I don't believe so. It's actually the 20th anniversary of this game this year.
Oh wow, okay.
First came up for the Nintendo.
Cool. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah. And I've also got some new Gundam to show, some other stuff, and we're going to be building one of these Super Robot Wars kits. But before we crack all this stuff open, let's have a look at what came in.
Yes. Let's.
All right, this Jesta in. Yes, he's laughing.
Was that in Jesta in?
This Jesta in.
Awesome.
In jest. This is the Jesta from the Gundam Unicorn. Gundam UC, the newest HG kit. A lot of people are salivating over this thing.
Yes, it actually looks very good.
It's kind of like the Jim from the Gundam UC series. You can see it's got the Jesta colors. They've done a good job there. And one thing of note on this, if you can see it, is they've actually got just a runner just for the hands and the extra hands.
So you've got a whole bunch of different positions, is that what it means?
That's a good question. Well, there's four back sides here, so you're going to have at least 2 pairs, right? You just assemble them and assemble them holding the weapons. Of course, lots of different frame pieces. The runners are actually pretty small, so I think it borrows some designs from previous HG kits. Here's more hands here. And that funky shield. I dig the funky shield.
Yeah, that is... Actually, this, I think, painted in a matte would look pretty sweet.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of really interesting customized versions of this kit in the coming weeks. People are chomping at the bit to get started. So that's Jesta. But what also just came in that I'm really excited about, and everybody else is, Revoltech Optimus Prime.
This is cool.
Yeah, this is cool. If anybody's seen the Dark of the Moon movie, this is the Optimus Prime.
I still haven't yet. I've heard it's...
It is what it is.
It is what it is. I miss that girl.
Yeah, well.
What's her name?
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox?
Yeah. So here he is. Look, he comes loaded here. He's got his two... Sorry, there's one sword here. And all his guns loaded up on the side here. Extra hands for posing. And...
the detail on Revoltech is insane.
They go almost... It's like Hot Toys and mini scale here. It is really crazy. And of course, it's totally posable. Do you smell that, Ryan?
Freshness.
That's that fresh plastic smell. I like that smell. But don't smell too much, kids.
I love the paintwork in here. These colors are...
Revoltech's top notch.
Wow.
Top notch.
Yeah, they're...
So if you're a Transformers fan, I mean, this just in. They'll be gone soon, and I don't know...
Yeah, they will be.
...how Revoltech, what they do when it comes to restocks and reproduction runs.
And the price of this, I think for what you get is super value.
Yeah, of course. It's Optimus, man.
Optimus.
Optimus.
What does he say?
What?
What does he say?
He says lots of things.
Roll out?
Roll out.
Roll out.
Autobots, roll out. I'm going to put them away. I mean, I could play with them all day. But that's just not what the show is for.
I want one.
I want one too. Okay, Ryan, is there anything you would like to show?
Yes, Sid. I have something very big to show you, but you've seen it before, I think.
I do not like how that sounds.
I think when I first started with Sid, I spoke about this Macross SDF-1.
Is that when you insulted Gundam?
I would never insult Gundam. Okay. As you know, I love them equally.
I do know you have a selective memory.
Yes. Last week I spoke about a tank, the pigs in a tank. I won't be doing that until a bit later when Brian has finished his Japan Self-Defense Force tank. So in the meantime, I'm going to work on this baby, and I'm very excited.
Oh, so you decided to build it, eh?
I have decided to build it. Now, it doesn't look as complicated as the plane initially, but that might change. But Sid, there's something I'd like you to ask me about this kit.
Oh, I have to ask you.
It's a common thing.
Yeah. Is there lots of decals?
No, actually, there's not. But there's a few, and there's even glow-in-the-dark stickers.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That is kind of cool.
Yeah,
Get
so
that metallic
that's
look.
cool. No, another question.
Oh yeah,
please.
hold on a sec. It's right here in the tip of my beard.
You know,
Oh yeah.
it's what Transformers don't do.
Does it transform?
Yes,
this
it
kit?
does, see? And
Oh wow.
it has a whole manual. Like a whole manual.
I didn't realize that. I'm so glad I asked
Just
you that
to
question.
transform. Yeah, it's surprising. Like we did a kit that transformed and not into a stand
Yeah.
or a stool or
A pedestal?
a pedestal.
That didn't even transform.
But yeah, so I'm going to get onto this.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm very excited.
I do have another question for you actually.
Okay.
Okay, once you finish this,
Yeah.
are you going to spend like the whole day and just transform it back and forth, because that's your thing? No
Possibly.
answer.
You will transform it.
Yeah, I'm not that interested. I don't really care if they transform or not.
But yeah.
All right. So what are we going to do first, Ryan? Are we going to put a
think-
decal on, or are we going to build some Super Robot Wars?
I think you're going to do your super robot first.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so this is what will be the Cybaster Super Robot Wars kit. And here he is. This is actually the packaging. And you can see this is what the completed kit will look like. And this is all snap fit molded in color, so you don't have to worry about this. You just have to put it together. No glue is required. And I actually became interested in this design because we received recently the version Ka,
Oh yes, these are very popular.
the composite action figure from Bandai. And you know, top quality action figure of the highest level. But if you look at the finish, it's this really pearly color. And I thought, wow, this looks beautiful. And of course, this is not going to be the same.
No.
You can get it that way with some paint.
Yeah, you could get there.
But the design is sexy. It's got these big wings. It kind of reminds me of the Shinage. So I thought I'd build it. And with that said, let's look closer at this thing.
Sweet.
All right, so I've already gone ahead and I've assembled this guy. And one thing I noticed when I've started, especially with the arm, is that unlike Gundam Master Grade kits, which this might be somewhat comparable to in size, there's no internal frame.
Yeah,
You
it's
just
pretty
snap things
obvious,
together.
yeah.
So you actually build it in sections, like I've done here, and then it's just your job afterwards just to plop them together. So that's what I'm going to do here, just so everybody can
That's
see.
quite different. Did Bandai used to do this at some stage, or did they?
Well, HG kits are always going to be this simple because that's just how they're designed and they're less expensive.
Yeah.
But this, being the size it was, I figured maybe there would be some frame, maybe there'd be a little more complex stuff, but it's just the standard polycaps. You know, nothing too special. You just slide some things. The fit is actually pretty good. I mean, it's Kotobukiya. It's not up to the standard that Bandai offers, but it still works. I haven't had any problems with it so far. Just snap things into place, and you're good to go. Actually, one thing I want to comment is they at least have given you some good detail in here. This is actually a separate piece, so if you wanted to, before you assembled it, paint this a whole different color, like the underside or something, you could go ahead, paint it, and then slap it in there.
But you wouldn't see it though. Right?
Well, you can bring out the details. You'll see some of it.
Oh yeah.
Right, you'll see some of it depending on how you pose the actual figure. But let's snap that together and we'll slap this on. Maybe I did it opposite of how I was supposed to do it. Anyway. Ta-da. With that out of the way,
Yeah.
this is the most interesting part of the build for me personally,
Okay.
was the foot. Because you can see that it has all this movement here.
Yeah. It's like a claw. Is this like a bird?
Yeah, it
cross?
is. It changes into the Cyberg. But
Ah.
the actual kit can get close. It doesn't get as close as the action figure does, of course, but it can transform somewhat. This will like stand out and go in, depending on which mode it's in. But I actually wanted to show how to assemble the foot because it's actually pretty interesting with all these things here. So let's look at that next.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to build a flexi foot from my Cybaster. And I've actually gone ahead and prepped some pieces here, including one of the talons. But one thing I noticed when you're building this, and you got to get the polycap on here, is that the polycap runner, although labeled alphabetically, is not in alphabetical order.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, check it out. Starts here with N.
Is there a nursery rhyme for that?
N, B, F, C, G, P, H, R, D, O, L, I, M, A. How does that work? Like, how do you find this stuff?
It's like Do Re Mi.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to cut out this very, very, very small poly cap here. And stick it on this very, very, very small rod here. Like that. I mean, that part's done. Hooray. Hooray. But continuing on.
It's a rooster robot.
It's a rooster robot. It does look that way, doesn't it? It's just a matter of snapping these guys together here. There's a lot of that snapping action with this kit.
Yeah.
Well,
you said it fits together pretty well. So.
It does fit together pretty well. I must admit to being a little reluctant because of it being a Kotobukiya kit. And previous experience with Kotobukiya kits have shown me that maybe because I'm spoiled with Bandai, but the fits just aren't up to the same standards. But this one, no problems at all. It worked fine. And again, this is a separate piece if you wanted to paint it separately before putting on.
I think you'd need to paint that yellow just to tone it down a bit or get some depth in there maybe.
Maybe. One other thing worth noting is here's the ankle armor. And it only attaches by this one protrusion here, sliding in this part here. So it's actually completely free all the way around. There's not really anything
so you can get
place.
that movement in there.
Yeah. This will move as much as it needs to. And there's the foot. Now it's got to plug into this. But before I do that, I got to put this piece on. Now, can you see these little grooves here?
Yeah.
These are actually for these red pieces.
Wow, okay.
And these pieces are really, really small. Here they are. And I'm not going to attempt to do it right now because just sliding these in, you have to slide them in at the proper angle. There's this groove here. You have to slide them in at that angle and get them into place. But they're so small that you can't see what you're doing while you're doing it. And to get these into place like this, I think it took me about 15 to 20 minutes. So I'm not going to waste camera time with that. We can always come back to that. But I'll snap this guy together. And now the last thing I want to actually build for everybody is those big honking wings.
Oh, he has wings.
Yeah, and it's really easy actually. You get just one runner and the remnants of your other runner here. And you just go ahead. So let's just start it right at the top here with B17. I'm going quickly here. And when I'm in a hurry, I actually cut off like this. I'll do one side before I change over and do the next side because I'm lazy. So there's number 17. Just don't get them mixed up, right? There's number 16.
16.
There's 21. Number see, you already got mixed up, right? That was number 12, not 21. All right, so G5, where are you? And thankfully the fit on this is good, so it just actually slides right into place.
Best song from Stone Temple Pilots, Rooster, isn't it?
Isn't that
Stone Temple Pilots?
Isn't that Alice in Chains?
Yeah, Alice in Chains.
You're going to start talking to me about Seattle music?
Oh yeah. Seattle's not Canada.
It's just south. Seattle's just south of where I spent most of my time in Vancouver. So I'm well versed in the Seattle music scene, listening to Washington State alternative radio.
That's a great song.
It is not a bad song. I'm not a big fan of that song as much as I am the band. Slide this place in here. Hopefully I've got it all lined up properly. If I made a mistake, it's not going to go in. So with this done, it's just a matter of stacking them on top of each other. You can see they've got these grooves here. Line them up, pop them in. And then
it's quite nice how they even have the detail in here.
I agree.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Especially if you're not going to see it, except for certain angles, but it's still important. So I just need this one more piece before I complete it up. Drop this onto here, like that. Away I go.
Done like a dinner.
Done like a dinner. So if I can get this all together here without breaking it.
Don't break it, Sid.
This is the first time I've actually put this together. The side armor is actually a little more difficult than the like Bandai kits because you have to slide into the polycap from a bad angle. But once you get that out of the way, that was a loud snap, wasn't it? That was a loud snap, wasn't it? This is my only concern when it comes to Kotobukiya kits, right? Is it actually going to go in the way they say?
I think you need to use, I think from these kits, a bit more pressure sometimes. Is that right?
Well, if the fit is not good, you actually have to get out your design knife and make adjustments to the pieces that are going together. It's definitely a little less forgiving than you would expect after working with Bandai kits for so long. And not to mention that it's difficult to hold on to these things, so it might be easier for me to go this way instead. Yeah, that was a tight fit. Okay, don't fail me now. We're in the last... all right.
Bit of music from Scott there.
Yeah, maybe he was listening to us talk about something. All right.
Like, I remember that song.
There he is. There's my...
It looks
my
good.
Cybaster. I like it.
Yeah, I like it too.
His articulation level is not too high, of course, but you can still get some good poses out of him. Victory! There we go. Okay, Ryan, now it's your turn. You got to top me here.
Yeah.
You got to work on your stuff.
Yeah, I got to work on my stuff.
All
but that looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
it does.
I actually kind of want to do something like this. This looks
that looks
my style.
That looks awesome.
And this one looks great.
Yeah, that looks...
And possibly very difficult, depending on the fit. But
it's like wild.
Now that I've got one of them out of my way, I can...
you can do the next.
Undauntedly head to the next. All right.
Cool. I'll get started.
Super robot. Whoa.
So Sid, I've done quite a bit of work so far.
I see that.
Yep. I've got about 3 layers of decals up to this point. Basically just spraying, putting the decals down, using the mark setter, and spraying again. What I did find with these decals over here and this one over here, even when I did find I had slightly small bubbles underneath, I went crazy with the mark setter over time, and they kind of went away.
Yeah.
So that was
the whole point of the mark softer.
Yeah.
Is to make the decal softer.
Mark softer. There was one problem with these decals is they kind of go over the edge a little bit, and they don't always stick like they're meant to, so they can start to tear slightly.
Yes.
Yeah, and what I might have to do later, was it even happened to some of the white, is I'll have to get some like a white marker or some white paint.
Even like white out you use on with your pens and stuff. It's not uncommon. Especially decals in this size that are going over curved surfaces.
The hardest thing about this kit is basically because you have multiple decals that have to go over, and it gets a bit crazy. And I've only done the bottom half of the plane. I haven't done the top half or underneath.
Yeah.
So it's quite a mission. But today, it's the
moment you've all been waiting for.
Yeah, it's the piece de resistance.
Yes.
So I'm going to try to do this now.
All right.
Okay.
We're with you in spirit.
Does it fit in the decal tray?
You have no choice. That's all we have to use.
That's all we have.
Just drop it in there.
Come on, baby. What I found, sometimes I just do this.
Oh, you're playing with fire here now. If it starts to come off the backing while it's upside down, you could be in trouble.
Okay. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
I would just do this. You don't need to poke and prod it with the tweezers when your fingers will just as good, and your fingers are not as sharp.
As sharp as that, and I need one more thing. Now, there could be one problem with this decal. I might need to cut it.
Yeah.
Because it's going to go on this flap here. So, just to be on the safe side. Oh, this isn't really that great.
What about the mark setter? You could use that instead of the water on the decal this size.
I think a lot of water might come off when I put it out, but should we try?
No,
well, I'll do this.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's about ready.
We have some marks there.
Yeah, I think it might be okay.
Okay.
It might be okay.
To you, it's your plane.
Yeah. I haven't used mark setter up to this point, so hopefully.
I'm excited.
I'm nervous.
Watching other people make decals.
Okay, baby. Actually,
Show
I'm
me
doing
love.
this. I'm doing this the wrong way around. I normally work from this angle.
You only work from certain angles. You can only perform certain positions.
Yes, Sid.
Okay.
So it's my failing as
just
a.
wanted to clarify that.
It's
Make
my
sure we're understanding each other.
It's my failing as a very conservative young South African boy.
All right.
Yeah, I think
Just
I'm
do
gonna
what you
have to
do.
cut it. Damn it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut it.
Try to get as close to the proper position as you can
Yeah.
before you take a knife to that thing. You can see this edge is a little bit off.
Yeah. Okay. Shit, I'm gonna have to cut this, but the question is where? Okay, that's about right. So, I need to cut here.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry, you can fix those.
Yeah.
Even if it tucks under like that. That's fine.
Yeah, we'll have to just tuck it under there. Okay. Yeah, I might have to use some setter over there.
Okay, you're definitely going to have to leave this for some time
Yeah.
before you do anything else with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to somehow fix that later.
No, that's not a problem.
But yeah, this was kind of my fault because you can either have the flaps positioned just flat or down. I thought it would look cool down,
Yeah.
but as I found out to my detriment, is all of these big decals here you have to cut.
This is the kind of thing you need to look at before you even
Yeah.
start the assembly. You need to keep that in mind.
Yeah, keep it in mind. I learned a very hard lesson.
That's okay.
But yeah,
the beginning.
so
All right, well, let's just leave it as is and then come back to it once
so
it's
that's basically how she will look.
once it's done. No, it looks good.
Yeah, it's cute.
Okay.
Kawaii
Good
desu
job.
ne? Cool, thanks Sid.
Okay, Ryan, so you're nearing the end of this project here.
Kind of nearing the end. 1/4 done on the decals.
1/4. Yeah, well, if you choose to do the bottom, of course. Will we be seeing this again on future episodes of Gunpla TV?
You'll only be seeing it. You'll only be seeing it when it's done.
All right.
So you'll see a Macross before then.
Okay, so I can expect this in like a year or something?
No, not a year.
Okay. You know, autumn is coming. The weather's changing.
Yeah, when it cools down.
You're going to run out of hot, dry weather to spray top coats.
Yeah, that's true.
Keep
But
that
it's
in
cooler
mind.
to build, as you know.
I agree. Thank God the weather the temperature is dropping.
For sure.
Yes. So actually, we have some holidays coming up.
Yes,
in
we
the next
do.
week, and we're not going to be filming a regular episode of Gunpla TV. But what we have decided to do is film a special Q&A Gunpla TV.
And
Yes.
you can ask us anything.
Yeah. Just
you
send
can
any
even
question
ask
in.
if Sid's going to shave.
I'll shave sometime. I mean, it's only been like a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think he looks like Chuck Norris?
Yeah, probably.
Is Chuck Norris Canadian?
No, he's not.
Oh,
I don't
that's a
think so. He
shame.
must be American.
Does he transform?
He transforms into a bigger, badder version of Chuck Norris.
Actually, I can see that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually have a question that maybe somebody will ask you, Ryan. Are you capable of growing a beard?
I am Sid, but I choose not to because I'm too manly. Then.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you have any real questions, you can write them in as a comment in this Facebook entry for this episode of Gunpla TV. And we're going to go through all those comments, all the questions in there, and we'll be answering them in the next episode of Gunpla TV.
As truthfully as possible.
As truthfully as possible.
But I do have limited knowledge about plastic kids. So,
Ask him about his personal life. That's even more funny.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, Sid.
Are we done here?
We're done.
All right. See you later.
See ya.